I don't want anything to do with you anymore. This is what my dad had said before he kicked me out of the house. Anika, was only 20 back then. I was just a student who went home because her father called her to know where the money from her college fund went. Yes, my father, Sam, had set up a college fund for me. It was supposed to pay for my college and other expenses while I lived in the dorms. But when I was nearing 21, Dad found out that I had spent almost all the money in the account. I still had a semester left, and the money wasn't even enough to last me 2 weeks. I still remember the day when Dad called me home. I was really confused about what was going on. Dad sounded angry on the phone. I texted his fiancée Lisa and her daughter Natalie about what was going on. None of them replied back. When I reached home, Dad and Lisa were waiting for me. Dad said, "Your college fund is almost empty. Where's the money, Anika? What did you do with it?" "I don't know what you're talking about, Dad." "Did you just say that my college fund is empty? That's impossible. I still have to go through another year. I didn't even make any withdrawals recently." "Don't lie to us, Anika. We found all the receipts for the purchases you made, and we know that you used your card. It's in the bank statement." "You did it again, Anika, didn't you? After all these years, you went back to your spendthrift habits. You thought that you would finish your college fund and then come back for more money." Dad's words hit me right in the soul. He was accusing me of relapsing and using the money for stupid things. Here is the thing about me. I used to be a shopaholic in school and ended up using my dad's card to make unauthorized purchases. However, I recognized that I needed help and joined therapy. I hadn't gone back to my habits at all, but my dad seemed to think otherwise. I was hurt that he didn't even believe me. I had tears in my eyes when I said, "Dad, I swear I didn't relapse. I tried hard to keep myself in check. I won't take responsibility for something I didn't do." "I would have believed you if Lisa hadn't provided me with the receipts. She found them in your room." "They are not mine, Dad, I swear to you. You have to believe me." "You were already caught red-handed, Anika. The least you can do is accept your wrongs and apologize to your dad. What you did was awful." "I'm innocent, Lisa. I haven't done anything." "I knew you wouldn't accept your wrongs. I can't believe this is what you have become. You are an ungrateful brat who doesn't deserve my help. Get out and don't come back. You're on your own. I don't care how you will continue college, but you won't get a cent out of me anymore." That was the last time I saw my dad before I left home. He really did kick me out. Natalie tried to persuade him and Lisa not to do this. However, Dad was adamant about throwing me out. He kept telling me how disappointed and angry he was while I cried and begged him to believe me. Lisa comforted me a little, but still refused to believe me as well. Only Natalie was on my side but couldn't help. She was a minor back then anyway. That day, I left my dad's house for good, and my life changed completely. A year passed, and Dad didn't even reach out. My calls and texts were ignored. When I went to visit him, he refused to let me in. I talked to Lisa sometimes, but only Natalie stayed in my life. I was working 2 jobs and took loans to complete college. Somehow I managed to graduate. Dad didn't even show up for it. Only Natalie arrived as my cheerleader. It was on that day that Natalie told me Dad was getting married to Lisa. I never got an invite. I was a heartbroken mess and simply couldn't move on with my life. My mother was gone and she was an orphan. My dad and his family were my family, but they cut me off after this incident too. Those were some homeless days that I got through only due to Natalie and my boyfriend's support. For a long time, I thought that I would never be able to prove my innocence. I was sure that my dad would always believe that I was a thief and misused his generosity. It hurt me in many ways, and my life felt empty. However, God had other plans for me. My chance at redemption came through Natalie. She randomly showed up at my small apartment with tears in her eyes. I was concerned and let her in. She said, I need to talk to you, Anika. It's about something important. What's going on, Natalie? Who is this about? Anika, it's my mom. My mom is not the woman she seems to be. I used to worship her and consider her my hero, but now I know that she is nothing short of a monster. What are you talking about, Natalie? You need to tell me everything. I don't know how to put this into words, Anika. I can't believe my mom would do something like this. I swear I had no idea until recently. Natalie, calm down. Tell me what's going on. I can't express this in words, Anika. I'll just show you the video. I left my camera on while making a YouTube video for my channel. Mom must have come into my room to talk to her friend. She had no idea that I was recording her. Natalie was shaking like a leaf when she handed over her camera to me. She has her own YouTube channel where she posts makeup videos. It wasn't big, but I was confident she was getting there. Never in my life had I imagined what I would find in the video she accidentally captured. It blew my mind, and I honestly didn't know what to say. It had a clear shot of Lisa conversing with who appeared to be her maid of honor. She was examining her wedding dress in front of Natalie's vanity because she had better lighting. As she held the dress close to her, she smiled like an evil woman and said, "I can't believe I'm getting married to Sam. Things have fallen right into place like I had imagined." Yes, I'm so happy for you, Lisa. Initially, I thought that Sam's stupid daughter would become a problem for you, but now I see that's not the case. Who, Anika? Well, she didn't have a chance against me. I made sure she's out of our lives for good. She was taking up way too many resources from Sam. I had to get rid of her so that Natalie could get all of Sam's love and money. I can see that Sam's paying everything for Natalie. I'm so happy to see her go to college without debt. Sam spoils her rotten. He used to spoil Anika too, but he doesn't anymore. What did you do to get rid of her? Oh, that's a funny story, actually. You know what? I stole her college fund and made it seem like she spent the money on stupid things. My blood went cold as soon as Lisa said those words. I had a hard time comprehending what this stupid woman was even saying. I had my doubts about Lisa, but I hadn't really thought that she would do this to me. I was absolutely dumbstruck by her unintentional confession. Lisa didn't even show any remorse. She narrated the story like it was all fun and games. The video played on as they talked. Oh my God, that is genius, Lisa. But how did you pull it off? It must have been hard to make everything believable. Oh, please, you know how good I am at executing my plan. I kept taking Natalie's credit card when she wasn't around. That stupid girl trusts everyone so easily. She never noticed the card missing. Then I went and bought a bunch of stuff and spent money on food and alcohol. Remember that Dior purse I gave you? Yeah, I bought it with that money. I was really wondering where you got so much money to buy a Dior bag for me. It was all from Lisa's college fund. I have the rest of the stuff hidden away. After the wedding, I'll just tell Sam that they are gifts I got from friends. He'll never suspect a thing. You know, he believed me so easily when I said Anika was behind her college fund disappearing. The girl had a shopping addiction in the past. She hadn't relapsed, but I used her past to get her out of my life. That was awesome, Lisa. You killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I must say, you are a genius. That I am. But my plans haven't come to an end yet. Natalie doesn't know anything about what I did. For some reason, she keeps sticking to that loser daughter of Sam's. I need to separate those two and find a way to make Sam disinherit Anika. After that, I wouldn't have to worry about anything. The video then showed the 2 of them laughing and joking about what Lisa did to me. I was stupefied by the whole video and was shaking myself. Natalie cried on and on beside me. We didn't speak for some time. Natalie understood that I needed time to digest what I just saw. Guys, my mind was reeling. I had no idea Lisa was such a venomous little snake. Lisa was always so nice to me, but she still went and stabbed me behind my back. It was all a game to her. She used my past to throw me out of my dad's life. She was the reason why my dad and my extended family no longer spoke to me. That woman took away the only family I had. I was furious, but it also brought tears to my eyes. The hurt and betrayal was overwhelming. Natalie cried like a baby and said, "I'm so sorry, Anika. Everything happened because of me. If I hadn't asked my mom about my college fund, this wouldn't have happened." "No, I'll not have you blame yourself for something that you had no part in. You were not responsible for your mom's actions. If anything, I should be grateful to you for telling me the truth." "I don't support what my mom did, Anika. I cannot tell you how much it broke me to know that I am the reason my mom did this." "You need to stop blaming yourself, Natalie. Your mom would have done it even if you had a solid college fund. She is just an evil woman. I'm forced to say this now." "I agree with you completely, Anika. God, I'm so disgusted with her right now. I don't even want to see her face, let alone attend the wedding. We need to do something, Anika. I can't have this on my conscience. We need to tell your dad the truth." I've been thinking about that. Even if I was mad at my father for how easily he believed Lisa and cast me aside, I still wanted him to know the truth. I needed to prove myself innocent. I had worked hard to get over my shopaholic tendencies, and I would not have anyone target me for it. I won't let Lisa use my past against me and get away with her evil plans. I had to tell Dad, but I also needed Natalie's help. Since Dad wasn't talking to me, I needed Natalie to convince him to meet me once, and it needed to happen before he got married to that evil woman, Lisa. So I said to Natalie, "If we tell Dad, I'll need your help, Natalie. You know that he doesn't talk to me anymore. I doubt he will listen to me if I try to say something." "Yes, I know that, Anika. God, I feel awful. I will do everything possible to let him know the truth." "Thanks for your help, Natalie. But I need to warn you, Dad may end up postponing or canceling the marriage when he finds out. Lisa will face his wrath. Are you sure you'll be able to go through that? I don't care what happens to Mom. She already destroyed your life and needs to face karma for her actions. She might be my mom, but I won't support her evil deeds. Don't worry, I will do everything to make sure Sam knows the truth. I want you to prove your innocence." With Natalie's support, I was confident that I would be able to prove my innocence. We talked for some time and came up with the specifics of how we should handle the situation. Natalie and I were both raging mad at Lisa and wanted to confront her. But it needed to happen in front of my dad. I didn't want her to have the room to convince Dad that she was innocent. She was capable of everything. We knew that then, so we were going to take proper precautions so that she could not twist the story to her benefit. Natalie went home with the promise of meeting the next day. She went and secretly talked to my dad and convinced him to see me the day before his wedding. I don't know how she managed to convince him, but she did say that my dad didn't protest when she asked him to meet me. With a little hope in my mind, I went back to my dad's house where I hadn't set foot in a year. When I reached there, I saw that my dad was patiently waiting for me. As soon as he saw me, I could tell that he was struggling to stay put. Every time he saw me, he used to hug me. But the incident with my college fund has completely destroyed our relationship. It broke my heart to see him look so sad. I sat down opposite my dad and Lisa while Natalie came to stand beside me. Lisa looked a little irritated when she saw me, but plastered on a fake smile to say, "Hello, Annika. How are you doing? It's been a long time since we've seen you." "You know why you haven't seen me in a while. Also, there's no reason to act nice to me anymore. It's pointless now." "Annika, that's not a nice way to talk to your soon-to-be stepmother." "Right, I'd almost forgotten how blind you are when it comes to Lisa. Anyway, I don't want to have any relationship with Lisa anymore. She's already lost her place in my life after what she did." "What the hell are you talking about, Annika?" Lisa sounded a little scared, but still stubbornly held on to her confidence. She was sure that there was no way any of us would know the truth. But her guilty conscience was telling her something else. Surprisingly, I got my father's attention when I said those words. He looked a little concerned and said, "What are you talking about, Annika?" "I'm talking about the incident with my college fund. Remember how Lisa was so quick to discover what happened and how she immediately blamed me? Yeah, turns out there was a reason for it all." "What do you mean, Annika? Are you saying that Lisa was somehow involved in that incident?" "Lies. These are all lies, Sam. You have to see what your daughter is trying to do. She's trying to blame her wrongdoings on me. Don't believe a word she says, Sam. She is a fraud and a greedy scammer." "Don't talk about my daughter that way. She's my daughter, so I can call her whatever I want. But you don't get to have that privilege. Annika, you need to back your claims. I won't just believe what you say." "That is ironic, since you believed Lisa back then, even without concrete proof." Dad winced, like what I said had hurt him. To be honest, my tone wasn't the best. Lisa was now fully in panic mode because my dad was slowly starting to be more forthcoming with me. He was starting to have second thoughts about what happened a year back. Dad looked a little sad and said, "I had to believe what Lisa said, Annika. There was plenty of proof with the receipts and all." "And you didn't even stop to think if it was a setup. You really mistrust me that much. It hurt to know that, Dad. Anyway, I'm only here to prove my innocence to you." "That is nonsense. We all know that you are the one who spent all the money from your college fund." "Is she, Mom? Is Annika the one who cleared out her college fund?" Lisa now looked even more pale as her own daughter joined my side. Now she was getting really concerned that something was wrong. She gulped heavily and started trying to give a reply to that. Before she could come up with a pathetic excuse, Natalie said, "Don't even bother to answer me, Mom. I know that you don't have the guts to tell everyone the truth, so I will do that for you." "Natalie, you too think that your mom is behind this?" "I don't think, Sam. I know that my mom was the one who stole the money. Here, watch this video and see for yourself." Natalie showed Sam the video and let it play in front of Lisa. As the video played, both Dad and Lisa looked shocked for two different reasons. Dad was shocked because he hadn't expected his own fiancée to do something like this. Lisa was shocked because she hadn't expected to get caught. She knew well enough that the video clearly proved that she was the mastermind behind it all. She was now shaking and had tears in her eyes while Dad gave her the most hate-filled look ever. Lisa stuttered and said, "Sam, I can explain." "You can explain this, Lisa? Tell me how you will explain doing something so horrible to separate me from my daughter." "I didn't mean any harm, Sam. I was just looking out for our future." "You were looking out for our future by destroying my daughter's life and separating me from her? I freaking kicked my daughter out because of your lies, Lisa. How could you do this to me?" Lisa just kept crying because she knew that there was no positive explanation for her awful plan. She has not only destroyed my life but also called me a thief. She dared to separate my father from me. Now that the truth was out, she was going to pay for this. She said, "Sam, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done this." "There is no use saying that anymore, Lisa. Now I can clearly see what a manipulative and evil woman you are. I will never forgive you for this. I don't even know if I want to stay with you anymore." No, Sam. Don't say that. We can fix this. I made a small mistake. Please don't leave me over this. "You don't deserve mercy, Lisa. You are a horrible woman. I can't imagine spending the rest of my life with someone who tried to ruin my relationship with my daughter." "Sam, please don't make any rash decisions. I know I was wrong. I will apologize for everything. I will even apologize to Annika. I will fix everything before our wedding tomorrow." "You are truly delusional if you still think that I will marry you, Lisa. The wedding is off. I will be canceling everything tomorrow." Lisa was shocked by what Dad said. She hadn't expected Dad to straight away cancel the wedding. Even me and Natalie weren't sure that my dad would cancel the wedding. However, in the end, Dad ended up canceling the wedding even though it was just a single day away. Lisa absolutely went mad and started to beg him for forgiveness. When Dad stopped responding, she turned to me and said, "Annika, please forgive me. If you forgive me, your dad will agree to fix our relationship. I really love him. I can't lose him." "There is no way on earth that I will ever forgive you, Lisa. I don't even care what Dad does with you. Just know that I will never forgive you for calling me a thief and trying to separate me from my dad." "No, please don't say that, Annika. Natalie, please talk to Annika and Sam. Tell them to forgive me. I promise everyone that I will never do something like this again." "Don't you dare pull me into your dirty plans, Mom. I support Sam in calling off the wedding. I would actually be happier if he left you for good. You don't deserve happiness after what you did. And you know what? I don't want to be in your life either. I don't want to have an evil woman like you in my life." Natalie's statements made Lisa even more desperate for forgiveness. She kept begging me and everyone for mercy because she could see her life crumbling around her. She was losing her fiancé and her own daughter was going to disown her. She just couldn't accept it. She kept begging while my dad made it clear that he would never forgive her. Lisa kept crying while Dad told her to move out of his house as soon as possible. He was going to remove her access to his credit cards and leave her to fend for herself. While Lisa lay crying on the floor, my dad tearfully apologized to me. He kept telling me how sorry he was and that he had messed up big time. I didn't say much because the pain was still too much for me. I left with Natalie, who also didn't want to be around Lisa anymore. The next day, Dad called off the wedding and told everyone what had happened. He also gave Lisa an eviction notice and told her to pay back what she owed me, or else he would call the cops on her. Lisa was forced to pay back what she stole from me. She started to work 2 jobs to make sure the money was paid back in full. My dad later called me and we had a heart-to-heart conversation about what happened. There were lots of tears, but we both felt lighter after the conversation. We are slowly repairing our relationship because I am still not completely over the betrayal. Natalie has been a good support system and actually continues to be a part of our lives, even though her mom isn't anymore. I must say that after everything, I did lose a lot, but ended up getting an amazing friend and sister in Natalie.